Hi everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I know it's been a little while since I've posted, but today I'm bringing you a brand new video, so I hope you enjoy. For those of you that are new here, please hit that subscribe button if you enjoy my videos and you want to support me and everything that I do on this channel. I am also in the process of trying to find a laptop, so my video quality is a little bit better. It's there, it's not super grainy, but it's a process nonetheless and definitely an investment. But having said all that, let's jump into the video. Today's video, we are going to be jumping into the Jeffree Star Bloodlust Artistry palette right here. I got this in the mail yesterday. I did order it quite a while ago, and it is completely sold out everywhere. I did not get sent this in PR, so for anybody who's curious, let's just get that out of the way. The palette itself looks like this. It feels so amazing. I wish more luxurious brands like Chanel or Tom Ford that they had packaging like this instead of selling us foreshadows for like $100 or something like that. But it's all velvet, and then on the back it does have everything kind of embossed in there with the info. It retails for $54 if I am not wrong. When it is available, I would definitely suggest snagging it if you are interested. Just the packaging alone has me sold. But I did not take off the plastic covering. I know you can't see that right here, so I'm just gonna grab that off. I'm gonna show it upside down. Looks like this. It does have some new formula, a new formula in here for a few of these shadows. You have your mattes, you have some, looks like some metallic or shimmer shades in there, but I have not swatched this at all. I wanted to do everything at once and kind of get my feel for it. I'm not super, like, to be honest, I'm not super thrilled about the color scheme. Not that it isn't beautiful. I did want to try it, and I'm obsessed with the packaging. The range of like the colors, like how they look, it looks aesthetically pleasing, but I'm not like wowed by it. But then again, just looking at it, the shadows won't look like how they perform necessarily, and swatching them doesn't do it justice, apart from seeing maybe like the true pigment of the color. Like if it looks kind of like this shade right here, on camera it looks a lot more bright than it does in person. It looks kind of more aqua and just muted. Obviously the camera is gonna, you know, pick up on some different, you know, tones or whatever, but it doesn't look like how it does on camera, but the camera will make it look better. But like this right here, it looks kind of peachy, but in person it looks kind of mauvey, and it's that shade Royal Pain. But before we get into the shadows, I'm going to do my face, and then we will kind of just jump into all that. I mean, I think the mattes are kind of self-explanatory, but the new formula in the metallic and kind of shimmery shades, I will definitely swatch. You can kind of see and get a vibe on the tone. But let's just jump into the face. So I'm just going to take my Juno & Co sponge, and I'm going to take my Juvias Place foundation here, and currently I'm in the shade Alexandria 650 for those of you who need to know. And obviously before you put the foundation on, go ahead and prime your face. I'm just going to use my Milk Hydro, it's the Hydro Grip Primer. I've been actually loving this lately. And if you're curious why I'm looking over here, I have like a mirror over here. Oh, so a little update though. I did move, not that anybody really knew, but I have moved into a new home and I love it. I'm like running out of this, and I don't know, I feel like it's the only foundation right now that I kind of want to use, or that like actually matches. I mean, I know there's other options. I even bought a Hourglass foundation that does match as well, but I'm not 100% sure if I'm sold on the like stick foundation idea. Not that it doesn't perform well, I love it, it feels great, it feels lightweight, but it just doesn't, I feel like even doing what I do now, it doesn't stay very long. And yes, I'm priming, I'm setting, it's just, I don't know, it's just not my vibe, I think, but we'll see. Alright, now that we have foundation, I'm just going to take my Morphe, I'm just going to use my Morphe Concealer here. I did get it a few shades lighter. Why? I don't know. Just guessing in the store. Thought it was a good match, but I was wrong. I wanted to try new concealers, and I think right now my current go-to, or my favorite, is the Tarte Shape Tape, and I didn't think I would like it as much as I did, honestly, because of the hype, but I do. And this Morphe one is not great. Or at least it's not as full coverage as it may seem. I don't know, just a little odd. And I know it looks rather bright under my eyes, but I promise you it will get set and it will be fine. I mean, we've all managed to make a foundation shade that's not our shade match, right? Am I right, ladies? All right, really quick, I'm just gonna go set my face and then we're gonna jump into the rest of the face. All right, now I have set my face completely. That was time consuming. I'm gonna jump into my Juno & Co. I believe it's the CherryBomb. Yeah, just CherryBomb face palette here. You get a couple highlighters, you get a blush in there. Sorry, it's very bright. And then you get a soft bronzer in there. I'm just gonna go ahead and dip into the bronzer right here. And I'm just gonna contour my face and blush it up with everything in this palette right here. And I'm using my Morphe x Jeffree Star collaboration brush, JS3, in case you were curious. And for those of you who need to know, everything that I'm using, I will also put in the description box in case you are curious. It's a very subtle, cool tone bronzer. It almost reminds me of like the Hoola bronzer in tone. I've never used it, but I've been living for these palettes. I even have the other one. They come in the Juno & Co. one. It's the CherryBomb, and then there's another one, and I bought them both, and I'm in love with them. The packaging alone is just everything. But I actually been using the crap out of the bronzer, as you can clearly see in the palette. I'm just gonna lightly bronze up my nose. I didn't know how much I needed this brush until I bought it. It's like, oh my gosh. Look, it's such a soft blush. I love. Alright, and really quick, I'm gonna take the same brush and I'm gonna dip into my Hourglass Luminous Light highlighter. It's just a soft one, but I use it to layer my highlight. So I'm just gonna take it on my already highlighted cheekbones. There is a little bit of shimmer in that blush. And sometimes I do my whole look and I like how it looks with just this alone. Otherwise, I will layer it right on top. And it doesn't look overpowering or unnatural with this little light dusting of the Hourglass. Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. All right, I'm gonna do my brows off camera because it is very time consuming, and then I'm gonna prime my eyes off camera as well, and then we're gonna jump right into this palette. All right, I know I look a little silly right now because you can kind of see it in the light there, but my eyes are primed and my brows are done, and I used my Anastasia Dip Brow for the brows, and I just smudged my finger into some makeup. Kind of at first glance, I'm not really 100% sure what I want to dip into. I'm thinking something with purple, obviously. I think I'm gonna dip into this shade right here, which is Blood Queen, and we're just gonna go in strong, I think is what's gonna happen. And because the palette is so heavy, I'm not gonna keep lifting it up just to show you the shadows, but I will name the shadows so you know exactly what I'm using. All right, so I'm gonna take my eyeshadow blender brush here. It's a Chanel brush, and I'm gonna dip into the shade Blood Queen. And I'm just gonna use my little mirror right here so you can see it rather close. And it is pretty loaded. So we're gonna go ahead and do this right on the outer portion. Vegan purples are very hard to formulate from what I've heard and what I've read, because there's obviously certain ingredients that you can't use when you have a vegan brand. I'm gonna take it in all the way to the inner part of the eye. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, if you watch any of my videos, you know we are cutting this crease. All right, so now that we've done that, it's kind of, you know, loosely on there, but I'm gonna diffuse it out with Viva Mood. It is this lilac purple shade. It's in the same row as Blood Queen. And it looks kind of like that, just a little lighter. And I'm gonna use that to kind of diffuse out the end. And it looks like it's adding more. I'm actually gonna go into Deviant, I believe. That looks even lighter. I think that could work. Yeah, Deviant is a lighter lilac purple. So, kind of comes off a little bluey, almost. Ooh, that looks really nice. Promise I know what I'm doing. And then I'm going to go back into Blood Queen and just kind of deepen this back up. Is it Dungeon? It looks like it's kind of like a deep, deep purple. So, because you can barely even see it on the brush. That's like, we'll see. Hoping that will maybe deepen it up a little bit more. Ooh, that did. Okay. And then I'm going to also do the same thing, obviously, to the other side, but we'll just focus on this eye first. And then I'm going to dip into Executioner, which is like this deep, deep purple, almost black, with little sparkles in it. I think you can kind of, yeah, a little bit in there. I'm going to put it just on the outer portion of the eye to really give that eye depth. So that works. And I have some fallout under my eye. So I'm going to go back into Deviant. Or actually, I'm going to go into Your Majesty, which is a nice pale white. Kind of just soften the ends here. Oh no, just drag that out. See, I hate that it looks like my lighting is just off, but I think what we'll do is actually cut the crease here and then try to dress it up a little bit. So I'm going to take my flat bristle or flat brush right here just to kind of help shape it out. And the brand is gone, so I can't tell you what that is, but I'm going to take it on here, and I'm using my P. Louise base here. And let's just cut the inner part of the crease. All right. Okay. So I'm going to dip into Dungeon, and I'm going to try to deepen that just a little bit and bring it just a tad closer towards the outer part of where I cut the crease. Just so it's a little bit more smoked out. Ooh, that looks so nice. I'm going to take my Jaclyn Hill 42 brush here. It's this little flat dome brush, and I'm going to take the shade Beauty Sleep, and I'm going to put it on my inner corner here. Ooh. And I'm then going to marry that into, take the crown, just a little bit, it's a soft shimmer lilac purple. And then I'm going to take Pink Magic, same brush, and start packing it on the lid here. Ooh, that's really nice. Now, I would recommend you using lash glue. I would recommend a glitter glue to make sure that stays on a little bit more, or have a nice tacky base where you know that's not going to happen. Definitely you could use your finger over a brush any day. That would make it work a heck of a lot better. But I like my little brush here and it works for me. I'm going to take a little bit on my finger, kind of press it in there. And then I'm going to go back into Beauty Sleep and try to brighten this up just a tad. I love that. Alright, so I'm going to do the other eye off camera, liner, and then pop on lashes, and then we will tackle the lower lash line. Alright, lashes and liner are on. That's all I did. So now we're going to go ahead and do the bottom lash line. Like, honestly, I could probably just leave it like this, but we're just going to amp it up. So I suggest we take, I think I want to do, it's called Scandal Water, and it's like this lilac, yeah, like a lilac kind of color, and we're just going to kind of buff it on, make sure you see this, kind of just buff it on the outer part of my eye. Now, granted, I don't have like the best video quality here, but bear with me. I don't know why it looks patchy right here. Alright, taking it to the other eye. For some reason my eye's kind of patchy, and believe me, it's not the shadow because it's working. But for some reason my eye just doesn't want to, literally just, ugh, it's aggravating me. Oh no. Like, what is happening? Okay, moving on. So I'm just going to take my black Urban Decay liner. It's in 0. And I'm actually just going to line my bottom waterline here. And then I'm just going to kind of smoke it out. So I'm going to take that shade, again, Scandal Water, and then just try to buff it underneath the liner. Well, I'm going to take my previous shade, Beauty Sleep, and I'm just going to try to take it down just a little bit. Blur out whatever funkiness is happening. And then I'll take Your Majesty and try to help diffuse whatever this color situation is. Awesome. So now I'm going to take my JH42 brush here, and then I'm going to dip into Blood Queen. Just kind of take it to the outer part of my eye. You can probably hear some birds. Okay. So just kind of to the outer portion of my eye, just like that. Or outer third, I think is what the booty gurus call it. And there we go. I'm going to take my Milk Mascara here. I just have a little travel size one that I'm just going to use. And I'm going to take it to my lower lash line. Alright, and last but not least, I'm going to use my Mario Badescu setting spray here. Alright, and then I'm going to take my Hyper Real Glow MAC Highlighting Trio palette here, and clearly you can see which one's my favorite. And I'm just going to take the first two shades and just hit the high points really quick, because I do kind of want to amp this up. Oof. Like scraping the pan here. I like to do the sides of my chin. Catches the light really nice. Alright guys, and this is the final look using the iconic Bloodlust palette here. At first, honestly, like, I'll be real, the shadows here, there's a little bit of fallout, but the shadows here, if you can see from this angle, they're not, like, they're aesthetically pleasing, the whole packaging is amazing, they just don't look like something it's not popping out to me with ideas. The second I started dipping my brush into the shades, it kind of just, this look came to me, and I was shocked that this is what I came up with. But the two, I think it's the three or two of the shades, these guys right here are Pink Magic and Sworn Enemy and Wet Jewel are foiled shadows. So you can't, hopefully you can see it a little better. But yeah, those three. And so you would need like a glitter glue, you want like a really good tacky base to make sure you get longevity out of that, but all the shadows performed quite well, and I didn't have any issues with them skipping or patchiness. Under my eye is a little funky, and that is strictly me, that is literally not the palette. Other than that, they all performed beautifully. And so I do want to swatch Sworn Enemy. Now granted, it is a foiled shade, so keep in mind that it won't, you know, come out to its full potential, but to kind of get an idea. Well, that really doesn't do it justice, honestly. But it's like a nice gold metal shade, and my lighting is terrible, and don't mind my poorly wrapped finger. And then Pink Magic obviously is on my eyes, but you can clearly tell that they are foiled and need a good base to bring them out. And Wet Jewel, of course, we will swatch her. It's a sheerer kind of a color, but yeah, you need like a glitter base, and like I said, swatches do not do them justice, or shadows for that matter. You can't solely rely on swatches, but people do like to see them, and sometimes shadows in the palette don't look like how they do when they're swatched. It's just how they look or how they're pressed, so keep that in mind. And then I do want to swatch Betrayal. This one seems like a shimmer, or like a metallic. Yeah, see, it has a little bit more of color to it. It's really nice. And then Bleeding Heart feels really weird because of the print. But I'm gonna do it this way here. Is a very nice, like, ruby red. I love that. And I do want to swatch Beauty Sleep here. It's a very icy kind of pinky tone. And then Take the Crown is a nice lilac purple shimmer as well. It's what I have married between the light shade and the Pink Magic shade. And oh, Executioner, I think, is a really good one. You see that purple in there? It looks so black, but it's got the purple flecks in there. And when swatched, you can kind of really see the purple tones as opposed to how black it looks in the pan. But other than that, I think the palette itself is you know, it's beautiful. Like, there was some time, some thought, and definitely some blood, sweat, and tears put into this, and I love it. I would recommend it for those of you who like purple or are makeup addicts like myself. Other than that, you don't necessarily need the palette, but if you're able to snag it, I would definitely snag it. Jeffree Star's products are grade A, and they are just beautiful. But having said all that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and this eye look that I created using the Bloodlust palette. If you do want to see more content from me and you truly support what I do here on this YouTube channel, please hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit, don't forget to hit that notification bell there so you don't miss any time that I post. And just keep posting, guys. And thank you for those who have followed me and have stayed followed even though I've had this gap of not posting. Long story, emotional break, but nonetheless, I appreciate you guys staying to the end and watching the review and this tutorial. So I hope you guys have a good day.